He made promises that no one could ever keep, and he broke promises that he should have been able to direct.
Man, this Trump stuff on Fridays really got the people going, hasn't it? People are at each other's throats, left and the right on the right, left on the left. Equal opportunity is very much believed in this country on this particular weekend because everyone can get some. That's what I'm seeing. There is so much chaos going on social media right now of what Trump is doing, what Trump is not doing, what Carney's doing, what Carney's not doing, the conservatives this, the conservatives that. There is so much chaos right now that it's making you question what is really going to happen for the future of Canada, doesn't it? And right now, through all the chaos, people just need someone, a calm voice in the wilderness, a calm voice to kind of tell them it's going to be okay. We're going to get this figured out. It can be figured out. And the thing is, we're not getting that from our prime minister currently. Mark Carney said something on a tarmac on Friday and took off to Asia. And throughout the weekend, Trump slapped on another 10% of tariffs, causing even more chaos here in Canada. And Canadians are kind of being left holding the bag, wondering what is going to happen here. This is too much. Don't know what to do, but it seems like someone is poking their head up. It seems like someone has gained focus and is looking to be that voice for Canada moving forward, and we're going to be touching on all of it. Welcome to the Elevate Podcast. I'm your host, Josh. If you get any value from today's episode, take the time to like, share, and subscribe. It helps us to grow. It helps us to get to new audiences, and it helps people see that there is something different than what the mainstream media has to offer. And now let's get into our first story, shall we? So let's kind of pick it up of what's been going on this weekend. So Trump's economic advisor was speaking to media, and the question was like, what's going on with the relationship with Canada? What is happening up there? This seemed like it all kind of came out of nowhere, and this whole thing blew up out of nowhere. What's been going on behind the scenes? Is it really all have to do with this stinking commercial, or was there something more going on? And these were the answers on a 2-minute sound clip from Trump's economic advisor.
Negotiations where things stand.
Yeah, obviously the President Truth, something that reveals his frustration with the actions and postures of the Canadians through months of negotiations, and we'll see how it goes.
Mr. Hassett, on Canada, okay. You said the President was frustrated, but is this just a knee-jerk reaction?
I think the frustration has built up over time. I've been involved in some of these negotiations, and the Canadians have been very difficult to negotiate with. And you look at all the countries around the world that we've made deals with, and the fact that we're now negotiating with Mexico separately reveals that it's not just about one ad, that there's frustration that's built up.
And is he planning to speak with the Prime Minister Carney when they're both in Asia this week? Because this ad had nothing to do with Carney's government.
I don't have any information on that.
Mr. Hassett, how concerned is the administration that the Supreme Court will not ultimately side with your view on the tariff policy? The President has been truthing a lot about the upcoming case.
I think that we have a very high level of confidence that the Supreme Court will side with us. We think we're on very strong grounds. I've been fishing through the briefs myself just to see what the arguments are, and I think the case is very, very strong, and we're highly confident that they'll side with us. I even spoke in the Oval with the President about it last night, and I'd say the level of confidence is extremely high.
Mr. Hassett, just very quickly, what it has been so challenging about dealing with Canada in trade negotiations?
I guess the lack of flexibility, and also I would guess that leftover behaviors from like the Trudeau folks that can be very frustrating for people who are negotiating. So
the leftover behaviors from the Trudeau era seem to be still there, essentially, is what he was saying there at the end. What's been going on? Like, what is the relationship happening? Tell us what is happening behind the scenes. We want to know more. And that was the answer. Is lack of flexibility, lack of cordial conversations, hostile attitudes left over from the Trudeau era of this Liberal Party. When I heard this, it kind of what cycled through my mind is something I ended up tweeting out myself, was what perplexes me the most about this video in particular was the fact that they're shocked that Trudeau era attitudes still are left over and persist in the party that they're currently dealing with. They truly thought replacing the face of that party was going to change how things were going to go between US and Canada. Meddling in our country's politics and getting Mark Carney elected, they really thought something was going to be different. Fascinating. It was so fascinating to hear him say this. And I was like, what do you think was going to happen? Like, come on, man. What did you think was going to happen? Do you not understand how Canadian politics works? Look what's going on with your Democrat Party down there. Just because you change the face doesn't mean the machine changes behind the scenes. Do you really think that all the issues they had with Justin Trudeau wasn't going to persist with this new administration? Well, clearly they really did think that. But what I thought was the most interesting, the most thought-provoking, honestly, was I remember being really confused when this whole thing blew up on Friday. Because I remember specifically Trump earlier in the week saying this, and he knew of the video. He knew of the commercial, which tells me that something seriously went wrong. And again, he used the video as an excuse to blow things up. And I think there was something else behind the scenes. But listen to him here.
They have made us a wealthy country. They've given us tremendous defense. They've given us things that we can do for other countries, very positive. But again, really, it's national security, it's national defense, and they are so important. And it's incredible that presidents, for the most part, didn't know how to use them, when to use them. If you go back, you'll see some of the presidents that were the most successful were believers in tariffs. And I even see foreign countries now that we are doing very well with taking ads. Don't go with tariffs. They're taking ads. I saw an ad last night from Canada. If I was Canada, I'd take that same ad also.
So if he knew the ad was there, he'd seen the ad already. What changed from earlier in the week and then to Thursday? What happened? Because again, when we see the announcement that came out on Saturday that he's applying an extra 10% across the board of tariffs to Canada and didn't tell our Canadian federal government, something is really off right now in the relationship. Trump did not give Carney advance notice about tariff hike. Official says, a senior government official says Prime Minister Mark Carney was not given advance notice by U.S. President Donald Trump when he announced an additional 10% tariff on Canada. Although the official says it's unclear if Carney received advance warning through other channels, the Prime Minister is attending the opening ceremony of the ASEAN conference in Malaysia. The senior official traveling with Carney also said that the Prime Minister has not spoken to Trump since he halted the trade negotiations. This relationship has been really bad from the get-go. It's not really been positive from even what I've been hearing behind the scenes, and then we've been hearing it reported, is it's been a frustration from the get-go. It's not going well. Things are essentially not being accomplished. And this is what goes back to the divide I'm seeing in our country. I'm seeing the divide, as I said, between the left and the right, seeing the divide between the right and the right, seeing the divide on the left and the left. Everyone has a different opinion of how things should go here. And if your opinion is different than mine, then you're just a bad person. I'm going to name call you. You're a shill. You're a butt. Yeah, boom. This has caused incredible chaos. And anyone who even tries to deliver clarity of mind on this is getting attacked. Do you know why? Because people are scared. Fear has taken over. When fear takes over, irrational responses follow suit. And what I'm seeing here is I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I just know it's not going well. The relationship between Canada and the United States administrations is terrible. And I'm not even going to so much as get into whose fault and who's what, this, that, the other. Like, let's not try to have a conversation of who's causing the issues and who's not causing the issues. Because I'm sure in a negotiation, it can go both ways. However, I still will put fault on my government for putting us in this position in the first place and still want to keep us there. There's still been no real moves from our government to take conventional energy seriously, go to the people who are dying to buy our conventional energy and work with them, and then also try and get infrastructure built within our country to get that energy to those customers as well. There's been no work done on that. The work that's being done is this green new future that we will never touch. Justin Trudeau tried to do it, sunk us billions and billions and billions of dollars into debt trying to do it. And Mark Carney came along and is promising the exact same thing, further sinking us into more debt for something that simply cannot be accomplished. So to go back to my point from earlier, where all this chaos is happening in our country, where everyone's fighting right now, because, well, real stuff is on the line. People are losing their jobs. People are struggling to make ends meet. It is not an easy time. And, well, this is a time that would be helpful to have someone who brings a voice of reason and clarity when our prime minister simply isn't doing it. What did our prime minister do? He gave a little thought on Friday, left for Asia, says he's going to get deals done in Asia, which is, we don't need more work with China, which is, we know that's what he's going to try and do, but he's going to try and do that. And he's just kind of left it all behind him. He's just focused over on Asia, leaving a country in absolute shock, wondering what is going to happen next. Okay, our prime minister went over to Asia to get more deals. He has still not landed a deal since he became prime minister. Can we trust him to do it now? Still waiting to see it. In the meantime, because we're seeing such a lack of action from our prime minister and our federal government, well, then we have our premiers trying to take things into their own hands, making things worse. Just saw what we saw with Doug Ford. Now David Eby doubling down on what Doug Ford did, and Wab Kinew supporting what Doug Ford did as well. When there's a lack of leadership from the top, chaos ensues. And we're seeing that from our premiers, that they are running around, their heads cut off, and they're not making rational decisions. So with that being the case, Pierre Poilievre drops this video. And I'll play a little bit of it, but likely YouTube will cut this off because there's music on it. But he essentially takes this video and talks about what is happening with these tariffs, what we should be doing instead, what our focus should be instead, and trying to speak to a people that are hurting and struggling. He shows what Carney hasn't been doing and shows what could be happening right now. The thing I said about a week ago, where it's on the Conservatives right now to reframe and send a new vision of what could be, and he does that with this video. So much so that even the likes of Andrew Coyne was like, dang, he's so good at this sort of thing. This video, I'll leave the link in the description. You can watch it on your own. Does just that. Speaks to the heart of the issue. He went down to Windsor where the heart of these tariff issues are being felt and said, I hear you. I see you. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like Carney sees you, but let you know that I do. This is what we can be doing. This is how we can shore up manufacturing. This is how we can try to bring prosperity back to Canada. And he was on a tear this weekend. I'll leave this on mute, but he went down to a coffee shop in Windsor, serving coffee to people. Again, is it photo oppy? Yes. Does it work? Also, yes. People are feeling like, dang, this guy can actually relate to us. He's actually on the ground talking to us. Our community is suffering right now with this uncertainty in our sectors. We just need someone who's going to see us, not make fake promises, not promise the world and deliver nothing. People don't want government handouts. They just want to be able to work and make a living for their family. He also went to the local hand-in-hand support, a house giving people struggling with addictions support. And he went to talk to the workers there, the people that are being served there. And again, trying to give a voice to the people who are in pain through some very serious economic times. This is the move right now for the Conservatives. This is the move right now Canadians need. We don't need to be talking about culture war issues. We don't need more "we hate Trump" rhetoric. We just need more, how are we going to fix this? Because that's what's been happening in April, and that's what really got lost in the last election and the Conservatives got sucked into. Carney's hollow promises of we're going to stick it to Trump, this, that, the other, we knew was fake. And we desperately needed an adult in the room during that time, and we didn't get it. Is this too little too late? We'll see. But Poilievre now is putting that foot forward, trying to show that he can be the adult in the room on this. And trust me, it's something we all need at this point in time, as our prime minister says one thing, does another, and doesn't appear to be getting results that he so promised just 6 months ago. So as much as things are a little chaotic, things are hurting, hopefully our politicians now can get focused on things that are really mattering to Canadians right now, and that's the cost of living, our economy, and how we're going to bring prosperity back to this country. But anyways, enjoy your day. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out.